Video ads is a very powerful way to promote your products on Amazon. In this video, Chris Rawlings from Sophie Society shows real examples of video ads, highlights the do's and don'ts, and shares a formula for video ads that all sellers can use. If you want to try Sophie Society, find a special offer below in the description. And this video is hosted by LISETT LEES. She works with different Amazon brands. And finally, if you like what you hear in this video, don't forget to hit the like button below and also subscribe to our channel for weekly videos.
Hi Chris, happy to see you again here on Orange Klik channel. So for those who are not familiar with you yet, could you please introduce yourself and tell us what you do in the Amazon space?
Yeah, I'm Chris Rawlings. I've been in this space for a while now, going on 7 years. And I founded multiple seven-figure brands, have equity in other brands. I was the founder of Judo Launch, the first launch platform to launch companies in the European markets. I've also raised millions of dollars from venture funding sources, from VCs, and raised a crypto fund, raised $4.5 million from a crypto fund as well in the early days of ICOs in 2017. Had a wild ride with that. And now my main focus is my company and my family, Sophie Society, where we produce conversion-focused content for Amazon sellers and for their listings and ads. And we also do ad management for them, PPC ad management. So we have the two parts of the success duo, which is traffic and conversion. We get the traffic to the listing through ads, and we get that traffic to convert through high converting listing content like photos, videos, copy, and A+ content. So yeah, and we've helped sellers. We had a seller recently have between a $50 and $100 million exit after us expanding them into Europe and increasing their conversions there. We've literally helped hundreds, going on over 1,000 sellers just through Sophie, if you don't even include Judo Launch, multiply their brands and increase their brand's revenue by multiples or orders of magnitude through this strategy. So we're growing super fast ourselves. And we do everything from a scientific standpoint. We like test every new hypothesis we have about what could increase conversion or what could increase sessions in the market at our own risk first. And then we create formulas out of what we learned and we teach them. And I've always been very open about our knowledge. So some of that is what I'm going to share today with you guys.
Okay, sounds good. So today we're going to talk about video ads and also more about how to create videos to use for video ads. So for those who are not familiar at all what video ads are, could you give us a brief explanation about that?
Yeah, I will. Yeah. So the cool thing about what we're going to get into today is that you guys are lucky that you're watching this right now, those few of you who are actually seeing this. And I really encourage you guys to, shut down other things on your Chrome browser and really just pay attention to this, because this is from data that we actually get from the actual market. And I'm going to be walking you through some real examples of PPC videos so that I can break down for you guys what they did right and what they did wrong. Because why this is important is that Amazon video ads, when done right, are a superpower right now on Amazon. Like if you can get it right, you can clean up your whole competitive landscape in a way that nobody else can. And the reason is because this is one of the few aspects of Amazon that comes down to raw creativity. It's something that, suppliers and direct factories in China don't have and can't compete with, because they can compete on price. They can compete on even quality, but they can't compete on the creativity and the way to communicate with the customer. So Amazon video ads, on average, Amazon actually released this data themselves. They on average convert between 2 and 2.5 times for the click-through rate. So they have 2 and 2.5 times a greater click-through rate than regular sponsored product ads, which show up in the same place in search results. And they have between 1.5 and 2 times more conversion. and lower ACOS. You know, those are basically the same thing. So, and that's on average. And what I'm going to teach you guys today is how to make your videos above average, way above average. And we have some accounts that are running Amazon product videos that they can't get enough traffic to it. I mean, they'll put as much traffic as they possibly can to it because it converts so well. But it does take a certain formula, and there's a formula that works. You have to apply the creativity. I can't do that for you because every product and every category is different. But what I can do is give you the formula for how it works. And it's fairly simple. And it's surprising how many sellers actually don't adhere to it. And I'll show you even some really big sellers and big brands that you'll recognize don't adhere to the formula. And I know because of all the ones that we've seen come through our company that they're not converting as nearly as high as they could be.
Okay, sounds very interesting. I want to know how to do video ads better. So let's go into it and show us some of the examples you have gathered for us today.
All right. So before I get into actually showing some of these examples, I'm just going to give you guys a quick roundup of why it's so important right now and what these examples represent that we're about to dig into. So Amazon in general has been trending more and more towards allowing brands to creatively express themselves. And you've seen this in a number of ways. So Amazon Live Video coming out in the last 2 years, Amazon PPC video getting more popularity and getting more and more views and showing up on more and more of search results. You see A+ content being available to all sellers, which it used to, if some of you older sellers will remember, it only was allowed for vendors for a while. And it was a different section called From the Manufacturer. There's even now they're testing a brand story section that some brands have access to. Amazon is clearly trending towards allowing sellers to creatively express their brands as well as their products. But it's the Wild West right now. There's still a vast majority of the sellers, and I'm sure most of the viewers, even to this video right now, are still 95% focused on ranking and optimizing their search PPC. There's not nearly enough content or discussion around the creative components of building a character and a story around your brand and really creatively expressing why someone should click on your product listing or your video ad or your sponsored brand ad and why they should buy once they click. So this is actually a really opportunity. And that's why I say you guys are lucky who are viewing this because it's going to be a tiny fraction of the total Amazon seller market that watches this video, because you're really getting it from the ground floor, a creative agency that literally makes this stuff and tests out how it's doing on the market. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen here and we can start actually going through the fundamentals. And I'm going to share with you guys 2 huge mistakes that 19 out of 20 Amazon PPC videos make that you can avoid. All right, so I'm going to walk you guys through a series of examples, okay? A couple on Amazon and a couple that I'm going to walk you through that are product videos that are not posted on Amazon right now, but are posted in Vimeo. So I can show you some examples of things to avoid and things to make sure that you include. So first things first, Amazon product videos show up in the middle of search results. Okay, it's like this on desktop and it's like this on mobile. On mobile, the video itself takes up the entire width of the screen. On desktop, as you can see, you see the video and you can see my plugins here. You can see the primary image of the product and you can see the title and the star rating and the number of stars and the price and whether it's Prime. So those are all the things that you see when you run an Amazon product video ad. Now, one thing that's super important to notice, and that you guys might, some of you savvy sellers are already going to be noticing this, is that sometimes the video plays as soon as you scroll onto it, or when 50% of the frame has entered the screen. And on mobile, you know, this happens more often than not. But sometimes you have to click to play, as you could see on my screen. You know, this is in the middle of search results for the search term hand soap. Okay. So with this search term hand soap, you actually have to click to play this video. Now, why am I going to click a video that's showing me a big gray screen? That doesn't look interesting at all. Doesn't make me want to click it. It actually looks like some kind of error when I scroll through. Okay. This is one of the biggest mistakes that sellers make, is not having visual clickbait on their product video. And this is taken from the first frame of the video. That's what this is. You'll see when I play this, that's actually the first frame of the video. Now compare that with this. This is an action shot, and I wouldn't say this is the best clickbait ever, but it does make me want to see what's going on. This looks like a young, cool kid. It reminds me of some kind of skater video. Looks like it's outside, shoving this phone in my face. Like, it makes me curious. I want to see what's going on. I'm probably going to click this if I'm actually looking for a solution. And the search term here is iPhone case. Okay, so it's clear that this guy is holding one and it looks cool on the primary image. So this is something that I actually might click. This is something that I would never click. I would never click to see, oh, what's interesting about this blue-gray background. No, never would do that. That's one of the top mistakes that sellers make. So another thing that you have to take into consideration, and we're going to watch this one now so we can start to see what's good and what's bad about these, is the audio does not play by default. By default, that no audio plays, and there's a click to unmute button on the video. This is another big mistake, is that not enough visual text showing what the features and benefits of the products are shown on the video. And this is, you don't do it right away. Okay. I'm going to tell you the formula in a second. You don't do this right away. You don't just blast them with features and benefits and all kinds of cool stuff. You do that later. The first thing you do is different. I'm going to tell you what it is in a second, and I'm going to show you the difference between a brand that does do it and a brand that doesn't do it. And it's in the first 1 to 2 seconds, literally. I would even say the first 0.75 to 2 seconds. Now, let's watch this one. They're all very quick. Okay. So this is very creative, right? This is actually like a really interesting thing to watch. It's funny, it's creative. That's what's good about it. Super creative, super funny, actually interesting. It's entertaining, right? But they were relying on the audio to communicate the actual message of this product. And they had absolutely no text except for this: treat your hands right, which is their tagline. So what they got right was they made it entertaining. They made it something that you want to watch and continue watching. What they got wrong is that they didn't say enough about the product or show the product in action. Okay, you have to have both. And if you have to choose between one or the other, choose the not funny, but shows the product in action and shows the problem being solved, not funny, but doesn't show the problem being solved. You just flipped it. So these guys, they got one element right, but they got a lot of things wrong. They got the first image is not clickbait. They didn't show products. They didn't show features and benefits, and they didn't show the product in action. They did show something that was striking and entertaining and made you want to continue watching. So that's the one out of the 4 that they actually got right. Okay. So now that we've seen one example, and I'm going to, like I said, lead you through 5, I'm going to tell you guys what the formula is. So for the videos. Okay. So the first thing to start off with is action. The very first thing in the first couple of seconds has to be action. Okay. Don't start off with something boring. I'm going to show you an example, the next example, that doesn't start off with action. This one actually does start off with action. Pretty quickly, you see something that tweaks you. That's like, what the heck is going on? And it makes you want to see what's happening. Why is everything miniature? That's pretty good. It would have been better if they started that even earlier in the frame, the first 2 seconds. Whereas in this, they spent the first about 1.5 seconds showing the product. You can show that you need to show the product, obviously, but you don't want to show it before action. Action has to be first, and you can show the product with action, but just the product sitting there, that's not enough action. The first shot is action. Now, what can action be? Action can be something, anything striking. So it could be like, usually it's really zoomed in or really zoomed out. That's one rule that we go by. It can be like a real close-up of something happening, or a big zoom out of a great landscape that we're just wired to want to see that. What it shouldn't be is a static background. What it shouldn't be is just the product sitting there. This is not enough action. The first few seconds, the only goal for the first like 1.5 to 5 seconds is to get them to watch the rest of the video. And the total video time should be between 15 and 45 seconds. Okay. So 15 to 45 seconds. Now, and I'm going to put in here so you guys can see, point is to get them to watch the rest of the video, 15 to 45 seconds. So what comes after the action? There are a lot of ways to do action. Like I said, we're going to look at a couple examples. After the action, you immediately show the problem being solved by the product. Okay. So action first. I'm going to put the number action first. Then 2 is product being solved, a problem being solved by the product. Okay. Problem being solved. Now let's check this out. So did our video that we just watched do that? No, did not do that. Didn't show what problem it solves. It didn't show the product solving a problem, and it fails on this one. So it was close to the action. I would give it the action, but it didn't have the problem being solved. Okay. After this, we're going to show shots that show features and benefits together. This is the really important thing. Benefits together. So this is the thing that you can only do with video. When you're typing out text, the way to do it in the bullet points, for instance, is you do features and benefits, but you reverse it. You say the benefit, and then what's the feature that delivers that benefit to them? Okay, because they're looking to solve the problem. That's why they're on Amazon. They have some problem or some passion that they want to either solve if it's a problem, or feed if it's a passion. So you're showing the benefits that either solve a problem or feed a passion, and then the features that deliver those benefits. And it's the same in images as well. You have features images that show the features of the product. You have benefits images that show the benefits of the product. In video, you can actually do both at once. Since it's a live, moving, dynamic system of video, you can show the features delivering certain benefits live. And sometimes you have to get really creative with this. And I'll show you some examples in the next couple shots. Now, one important fact of this is that there has to be text overlay, because you're not going to communicate verbally with a significant portion of the viewers of this video. We don't have exact stats for this, but it's more than half, and probably significantly more than half, probably a significant majority not using audio on the video. So you have to be able to show these features and benefits visually through the shots themselves and with text overlaid on the shots, because that gives as much information as you possibly can in the shortest amount of time to these people. Again, these videos have to be short. 15 to 45 seconds is really pushing it. It's really like 15 to 30 is what you want to shoot for. If you really have a lot of cool content, you can go for 45. And if you think you can hold them for that long. Okay. So this is the bulk of the video, showing the problem being solved in real life and showing the features and benefits together of the product. And there are a lot of creative ways to do that, and we're going to walk through a couple of those. The last thing that you do is show the brand. So brand, logo, and any other brand assets that you have, like, the color background matching the brand colors, etc., font, anything related to the brand, but definitely the logo and tagline. So this is something that this video got right. It did have the tagline. It did have the brand logo. Some other things that we already went over that I'm going to put up top is needs clickbait. Everything online has to have clickbait. You guys know this, LISETT, because you guys produce Amazon YouTube videos. Everything needs clickbait. Clickbait is kind of like, it has a bad connotation, and it sounds like you're, lying or saying something like wrong or deceiving people. It's not that. Clickbait is just something that gets them to click. Okay. And you need that on these because sometimes they're click to play, sometimes they play on their own. So now that we've gone through all of that, let's go to our next example here and let's watch this through. Okay. So what just happened in the very beginning of this video? I'm already really bored because all I'm seeing is some toothpaste sitting on a countertop and some guy picking it up. There's no action there. There's nothing that's like getting me to see what is so cool about this product. What would be some examples of action for toothpaste? Well, you could show the graphic or the like virtual representation of teeth being cleaned and enamel being repaired. Like you could show like a visual graphic of enamel like building back up on the tooth, because that's the point of this Sensodyne toothpaste. It's repair toothpaste. It's supposed to actually repair enamel. So if they had a video that was a rendering of broken tooth being repaired, boom, dude, that's action. I'd be like, whoa, what is this? Like, this looks like time being reversed. Like, how is this tooth actually being repaired? That's something that would make me want to watch the rest of this video. Showing someone just picking up a tube of toothpaste, I don't care about that. Okay. Now here, what's another mistake that this is making? So here we go. This is the type of stuff that I'd like to see in the beginning, the tooth actually being repaired. Another problem with this video is that in the beginning, you can see the text is not telling me anything. It's asking me these questions, and it's not telling me any information. So by the time I look through all of that, I've already scrolled past this. I guarantee this video is not converting as well as it possibly could because it's not grabbing me in the very beginning. It doesn't have the action. Now it does show features and it shows some of the benefits, but not clearly. Okay. Actively repairs weakened enamel. That is the benefit. And it's these nutrients or these vitamins or whatever. Yeah. Vital minerals. That is the feature. It wasn't good at showing them all together. And I think it could have done a much better job of showing the features and benefits together. And what they did do right is they ended with a logo and they showed the product itself. They did not show it in use. They didn't show the action. Okay. So that's the problem with this video here. Now let's go through the next one. All right, here's the one we used as an example that actually did have clickbait. This is the first frame that does make me want to click on this because it looks cool, looks like a skater video, it's outdoor, etc. And it's like a cool kid. Now, boom, dude. This is the type of video that has the action right in the very beginning. That's what I want to see with my phone case. I want to see that it can be dropped everywhere, thrown against the wall, and the phone's still fine. This guy's just tossing his phone willy-nilly. He doesn't give a hoot. He's just tossing it. Look at that. And the graphics are great. Now, as this video has the clickbait, it's got the action in the first 2 seconds. It does show features and benefits, but and it shows the phone in use. So it shows the actual phone being used and the problem being solved. Okay. Those are the most important things. Now, what it gets wrong is that it takes too long to get to the benefits and features. There's all these shots of the same thing. I could have done that same thing in a third of the time by just cutting down the number of shots of him just throwing this phone around. I mean, it's great. It's fun to watch and it is entertaining. It's got the action, it's got the clickbait, but they didn't get to the features and benefits fast enough. Okay. I need to know, why is it that this dude can just throw his phone in a big giant arc and it land on pavement and it's still fine? I doubt it actually was, by the way. That seems kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to buy one of these to find out if it really does it. Look at him. He doesn't give any fricks about this phone. Can't curse on this YouTube video. I love this video. But what he could have done is, this is great up until like the third shot. of him tossing it around. Then the impact protector that he shows with text, that could have been shown much earlier in the video, and it doesn't actually show enough features. So it should have said, this is made out of graphite enforced polyester, or whatever. I mean, plastic is plastic. Like they literally could just say what type of plastic it was in technical terms, and nobody would know the difference. It's just like that old case study of the beer company. Can't remember if it's, I can never remember if it's Bud Light or Coors, but they showed that, oh, our beer is made with fresh spring water. Well, guess what? All beer is made with fresh spring water, but they showed the shots of the water flowing and all of that stuff and made it sound like their beer was the only beer that was, even though they didn't say that, they made it sound like their beer was the only beer that was made with fresh spring water. So if you don't think you have unique features, you do, you just have to get more creative. So that's the main problem with this video. It's pretty good in as far as product videos goes. It's got the action, got the clickbait, got the problem being solved, but it doesn't have the features and benefits well enough laid out. And then at the end, I don't really get to see I see the product in the image here, but on mobile, this is taking up my whole screen. So I don't see the logo of the company at the end. I don't see the product at the end. They do show it in the beginning. That's cool, but it should end with the brand logo and the brand tagline. So this should have a really cool tagline. All right, so we're getting better and better here. All right, now let's go on to our next example. We have two more, and then we can wrap this up. Kind of meta, just as these videos should be short. This video on how to make videos is going to be short for you guys. All right, here we go. Nice. Now I'm not actually sure if that audio was coming through, but probably not. But it was music in the background. Now, what did this video have? It had action in the very beginning for sure. It showed a big drone shot of this beautiful house, and then this, pretty looking young mom like carrying the baskets. So it went for the action. It showed all of the action in there. And then it went straight to the product being used. So the product being used to solve a problem, the women were putting stuff into the basket, and it was shown, because this basket's supposed to be like a pretty part of the house. It was shown as kind of being like a centerpiece that was visible in the house. It wasn't tucked underneath a bed or something like that. So it was shown how it would be used out in full view and storing things in a very beautiful way. And then they did show features and benefits, and they showed them with text. Okay. And at the end, they showed the logo and the tagline. Okay. So this is a really good video. It does the job. It highlighted the product. It had the action. It does have the clickbait, because it starts off with that big landscape shot that makes you think like, what is this all about? Why is this pretty picture being shown to me? And it's beautiful looking. So this is a really good example of a good product video that wins the click. Okay. Now let's look at another one here. Now I'm going to play this. Okay. Check that out. Awesome. There we go. So that video started out with good clickbait, because it was a weird first image showing this strange kind of twirling way to keep these spices. I've never seen something like this. I think this would tweak a lot of people. It's got the clickbait. It's got the action, because the thing is spinning right away. And you're like, what is this spinning thing? Why does it spin? And somebody may have just searched spice containers or something like that, and they're looking for little jars. They don't even know this exists. This is a really great example of clickbait, then action right away. It's showing the thing like spinning around, and this chick's all cool in the background. Like, yeah, well, it spins. What's up? You never seen that before, which is great. And then they immediately get into the product solving the problem. Okay, so it's showing it being filled up with the spices or whatever that is. And then it shows it dumping them out. Okay, it shows the salt shaker being used, and then it shows how great a job it does in storing them away in a way that allows them to be accessible. Okay, so it's showing it solving a ton of problems all at once. And they quickly get into showing the features and benefits that lead to the problem. Look at this. We're at 18 seconds. This whole video is 20 seconds, and it does it all in that period of time. The clickbait, the action, the showing the problem being solved in a unique way. It's got the features and the benefits, and it shows it via text, and it shows the logo at the end. It's just missing a tagline. A tagline would be really helpful with this. Like, I could think of a bunch of taglines for this that would be awesome. Like spin your spices. I don't even know. No, that's a bad one. Maybe it's harder to think of a tagline for this than I thought. But yeah, they could definitely have a cool tagline for this and make one up. But yeah, this is a really good example of a good product video here. So remember, guys, that the purpose of the video is not to sell the product to the customer per se. It's to get them to click on the product listing. It's not about selling. It's about getting them to click. Once they get onto the product listing, everything that you show on a product listing, from the video to the images to the text, is all about selling. But this is about clicking, not about selling. So it has to have some interesting, cool, tweaking features that are not just entertaining for the sake of entertainment, like the first video we watched, but are entertaining in a way that connects a curiosity and some kind of inspiration or emotional connection to the product, not just in general. It has to connect that excitement or that entertainment or that information to the product. Okay, and the last two videos that we did this in a very, very good way. Those ones would make me want to click. The first video we watched would make me smile and then keep scrolling. Okay, that's not what we want. We want something that makes them smile or makes them laugh or whatever, and then they click. All right. So that's it. I told LISETT that I would keep this nice and short, so that we had a short and sweet video for you guys. And that's it, guys. Make sure that you start experimenting with this now, because like I said, Amazon is going this way. It's giving more and more creative freedom to sellers. It's giving more and more tools to communicate brand character and brand identity, not just product character and product identity. And it is the Wild West right now. So if you own this and you really get it right, you can dramatically change the economics of your business.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for sharing such a valuable information and introducing us the formula to great video ads. So I have a couple of questions regarding some of the details. For example, you highlighted several times the last frame to add the logo and to add the tagline. So my question is, can sellers advertise their other products in the last frame? For example, if the products are kind of like similar or from the same product line, for example, so that they basically just like showcase either with a photo or something like this.
Yeah, that's a really great question. And that's something that you try to do all over Amazon, is cross-sell your products. It's something that we teach in the EBC formula of the video that you and I recently did, LISETT. However, for product video ads in PPC, it's not in line with terms of service to advertise other products on the video that you're advertising for the ASIN that you selected. So you have to stick to the product that you're advertising.
Okay, very good information. Thank you for pointing that out. So how does it work with variations? So I know there can be different types of variations. So yeah, basically, does it mean that, for example, if I have a product in different colors, should I create a different video for each variation then?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question too. So for most product variations, you're gonna focus on a video that highlights like the most popular one and shows that there's different options in the video if you can fit it in there in a very elegant way or in like kind of a side channel way. If you have a product that has variations that are dramatically different, and they really maybe shouldn't be variations, but you're using Amazon product variations as sort of a hack to get more traffic to some of your other products, then that's a different story. But generally, you want to just create one video that has the potential to show the concept of the product itself. And you don't need to worry about making separate videos. You want to just show the problem being solved with that product.
Okay. And then the other thing you mentioned and brought out was the text overlay. So if I remember correctly, you didn't touch the subject of subtitles. So what's your opinion about like text overlay versus subtitles, or using both at the same time? Because I have seen many brands actually using subtitles, because if it's on mute in the beginning, then the text is already, it's already like telling the story as well.
Yeah, so it is an option to use subtitles, especially if you have, like you said, a story to tell. We only source from local farmers, that grow organically, and it's showing the farms or whatever. That is the type of thing where if you really have a story to tell that you can tell in only a few seconds, you can do that. You can use subtitles to like tell that story. But generally, for products that aren't using like brand story as a tool to sell, it's better to have just the like text on screen, and especially if you can show it like in the spot of the video where the feature or the benefit is showing in the frame. That's the best. That's what you really want to focus on the most. So yeah, in general, I would stay away from subtitles in general for a majority of sellers watching this, and just have it be the bold, impactful text that shows features and benefits as they're happening in the video. But if you have a very compelling story to tell, that can be a really good way to sell through video and win the click. Especially if you're in passion categories, pain categories, they just want to see, is my pain going to be solved, and how? Passion categories, people like fishing or road biking or motorcycles or whatever, buyers are much more willing to hear the story, and they actually want to, because they're really into it, and they know all the brands, and they know which brands have good reputations and which ones have bad. So those are the types of categories that coffee is another one that you can get into that story from. And every single product is one or the other. Every single product. You show me a product and I will tell you this is pain or passion. Those are the only two reasons that people buy products, is because they have a pain that they want to solve, or they have a passion that they want to feed. So always remember that. That's a fundamental to not just this video, but to everything you do on Amazon and on e-commerce in general.
Okay, yeah, that's really great thought from you. So when you usually use or recommend using text overlay, would you recommend using a voiceover as well, or is it just like different music playing in the background? So what do you prefer?
Yeah, so we typically do have music in the background and the text overlay, but you can definitely do narration as well in the background. And then for those, especially if you have like a narrator who has like a smooth, soothing voice, or like a very nice to listen to voice. That sounds really silly, but it actually is the difference between if you're going to do a narration or not, is if the voice is like sort of part of the music and it like blends in and it feels nice to listen to, like my voice, for instance.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that all the examples you are bringing are really good. Like what it was, Spin the Spices. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Spin the Spices. All right. Yeah. We'll send that to them to see if they'll take that as a tagline.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So, well, you have seen quite of many video ads on Amazon platform. So have something extraordinary caught your attention, like has someone done something out of the box you can share with us? Because I know I saw some kind of advertising video with the dog one time, but I really don't remember how it was set up. But it was in some kind of like in a different way. It was really like, out of the box idea, but I just wanted to know if you have any examples to tell or show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I've seen a ton of so we produce these videos for our sellers, but then we also do Amazon advertising management, PPC management for sellers that bring their own videos to the table sometimes. I'm going to actually see if I could find this one, but so I have seen a lot of really hilarious videos And oh, it's not coming up this time. But yeah, there's one for a monk fruit sweetener company that is absolutely gold. It's really entertaining. It makes you want to watch it. It's funny, sort of like those Old Spice videos, but they actually pulled off showing the really interesting features of the product, and the benefits of the product while being entertaining. It was like outside, and all this nutty, crazy stuff was happening with animals and a dude with his shirt off in the jungle and stuff. And I'm not able to find it now, but I'll try to find it and show it to you guys. The important thing is, it's not, like I said, it's not always the best idea to try to be like the funniest or like, yeah, the most entertaining. When that works, it works great, but you're not always going to get that. The most important thing to do is everything that we said: the action, the problem being solved in live time, the features and benefits, and the product itself, and the clickbait. As long as you have that, then you're gold. But once in a while you find, that video, or make that video in our case, where it has it all, and it's like really hilarious.
Okay, so as always in Amazon, basics has to be done right first, and then you can have a little bit of fun if you have some crazy ideas or you have creative ideas.
Yep, exactly. Yep. And I know that Augustus is on that train, because I've seen some of his wacky creative ideas, like for that, what was that shovel video?
Yeah, shovel. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's
that
good.
Was great.
It's like you have to do the main things correctly and by the book or by the good rules, and then sometimes you can have a little bit of fun too and be entertaining for the viewers. So yeah, that's nice. Do you have anything else to add to encourage sellers to use more video ads and to create videos for the ads?
Yeah, follow the formula that I laid out today. It's as simple as that. These videos are very short, so it's astounding how many sellers get it wrong. And you guys saw when we went through the examples, there are a lot of big sellers getting it wrong. It's really surprising and really astounding. So just follow the formula that you just learned about, and you will be golden. That's all you have to do. Don't question it. Don't try to overthink it. Just literally follow that very simple formula, and you'll be good. And then once you start getting really high conversions and a lot of clicks and better sales from that, then you can move on to getting a little more creative, a little more goofy, trying out A/B testing different stuff. But I would say the biggest thing is just do it. So many sellers are not using Amazon sponsored brand videos because they don't think they have the idea, they don't think they have the budget for a video, or they don't know how they would make a video, or they think the product's too boring. None of that is true. All of that is excuses. Every single one of you who's watching this video right now, if you have products for sale on Amazon, should be creating and running Amazon product PPC video ads.
Okay, that's very good. So thank you so much, Chris, for joining me today. And if anybody wants to reach out to you or Sophie Society, then what's the best way to do that? And could you once more explain how do you usually help Amazon sellers?
Yeah, they can straight up email hello@sophiesociety.com. Hello@sophiesociety.com. We can put it in the description. It's HELLO@SOPHIE SOCIETY I can spell.com. Just shoot an email over. That's literally the best way. And yeah, we produce these videos in the format that I just mentioned for sellers. And we also produce product listing videos, which is a different format, different formula for that. And listing images, final listing images. We do the photography and all the design for all of them and everything. We do the keyword research and the listing copywriting that's story focused and actually leads the consumer to actually make a purchase. And we do all of this not from formulas that you find when you Google how to make high converting Amazon listing content. We don't use the top 10 ways to make your Amazon listing convert better. We don't listen to those articles. The way we come up with formulas is by actually creating them ourselves, from having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these out in the market. Every single month, we're doing, in between 100 and 300 of these listings, and we get the results back from them, and we use that data to inform how we change our formulas. So you're literally getting it right from the source. I have a degree in physics, so I put the scientific method, baked it into my company and how we make decisions and how we make content. And we literally make the best content. And our PPC service that actually manages ads uses the exact same scientific formula, and it works together with the content. So you have both conversion and you have traffic. So if any sellers out there are watching this and they need help with PPC and driving more traffic to their listings and getting more conversions from their listings, we're the guys to talk to. Just email hello@sophiesociety.com and you can get in touch with us.
Okay, perfect. So thanks again and see you soon.
I hope this video was useful and helpful, and in case you decide to reach out to Sophie Society and use their services, find a special offer in the video description below that gives you 10% off of Sophie's help. And now I would like to recommend you to watch another video with Rawlings where he explains the formula how to create your A+ EBC content for your product listing.